Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Economic Times India AI Dialogues brought to you by Kindle. Today, I have with me Mr. Sunil Kumar Barnwal, the Chief Executive Officer of National Health Mission of Government of India's Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. I want to understand from you, how is it that today NHA is ensuring intelligent deployment of AI infrastructure, not just in this core of the country, but also across the periphery?
See, National Health Authority is implementing two major flagship scheme of Government of India. One is Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana,
Correct.
where we are giving 5 lakhs health coverage to bottom 40% of the population. If you see the number, it goes more than 60 crore families. For understanding the sheer size of the scheme, there are 43 crore beneficiaries who hold the Ayushman card.
Correct.
Already by this month,
Hmm.
my 31st January, 11.5 crore people have got the treatment. And if see the value, it is 1.7 lakh crores.
Wow.
And if you see, it is across 35 states and UT, which are very diverse. And the kind of data we are generating, let's
Mhm.
say for 11 crore patients, we have the treatment history. These data are extremely valuable. And now, if you see artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
it works on data.
Mhm.
And here is the data which is extremely diverse, truly representative of the country,
Yeah.
and covers the vulnerable sections of the society. So now, with this much of data, we actually can leverage AI solutions,
Mhm.
which need not be only on a pilot, it can be at the population scale.
Wow.
So this is a first and foremost thing that the NHA holds the treasure
Mhm.
for not just developing AI models and training it, but also deploying it at a population scale. But at the same time, the another most important scheme is the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission.
Correct.
It creates the backbone, digital backbone for the integrated and intelligent healthcare.
Yes.
How does it do that? Actually, it creates the registry of health facilities like hospitals, laboratories, pharmacies,
Correct.
registry of professionals like doctor, nurses, and registry of patient, which is ABHA ID.
Mhm.
With three unique identification of each of the stakeholder in the system. Actually, systems can talk to each other. So now, with the identification of the patient, actually health records can move from one hospital to another hospital with the express consent of the patient.
Correct.
But at the same time, if you see the architecture is open, interoperable, and federated. So the data actually remains with the source,
Mhm.
which is hospital, and linked to the patient. It doesn't migrate to a central data lake,
Yeah.
and therefore the privacy is by the design itself. So if it is to be used by another hospital, it has to have the consent of the patient.
Correct.
Now, if you apply artificial intelligence solutions,
Mhm.
one PMJ data can be used for testing the solution, whether it
Correct.
is the right solution for the citizens of the country. At the same time, if you use the digital mission,
Mhm.
here you can deploy the AI solution which can be tested against the federated data architecture.
Yeah.
And it, though there is no central repository,
Correct.
but the data addresses we have through which any solution can access those data. So now with this, we have built a good digital public infrastructure
Correct.
in form of digital architecture. The challenge is, of course, to onboard more and more
Mhm.
hospitals, more and more laboratories, and the pharmacies
Yeah.
on the system. They start generating more electronic health records, linking it with the ABHA ID, so that keeping patient in the center, we will be able to leverage
Mhm.
not just the data analytics, but the AI solution for population scale deployment,
Correct.
which will help us in disease prediction, predictive health, even many a times early detection of the disease. It can also indicate some of the early signs of the outbreaks. If you get people with the similar symptoms
Yeah,
at a large number, you can sense that there is something new which has come in the region.
of course.
So this is one, and I must tell you, with these data availability and the architecture which we have created, we can actually deploy AI solution not just for a certain geography, for a whole India context. So that
Fantastic.
is how it will work, and NHA is doing is actually heading in that direction to leverage AI to make it useful for healthcare delivery, rather transform it
Yeah.
the healthcare delivery.
So, sir, when you speak about deployment at population scale, what are the infrastructure gaps that you think we must address for it to actually work across ecosystems?
Yeah. So the challenge, as I said, architecture has been created.
Yeah.
You have a open, interoperable, federated architecture of digital health. But the challenge is no AI solution works unless it has the data. Better the AI solution depends on how good is the data.
Correct.
Now, our biggest challenge is generating electronic data. So, more and more health facilities have to use HMIS, Hospital Management Information Systems, to generate health records, electronic health records.
Correct.
Second biggest challenge is the data quality. So right now, even in Ayushman Bharat PMJ scheme, we have data of 11 crore people, but these data are primarily unstructured data. These are a scanned document. These are the treatment history where prescriptions are handwritten. But with the more and more AI solutions coming up, these unstructured data can be converted to a structured data. And then it becomes a machine readable data and can be used for deploying AI solutions. And that is what the challenge is. One, data creation. Second, data quality. And third, the trust we build on the data.
Yeah.
We must be sure that the data which we are getting are trustworthy. Data is of the geography which we are looking at. It has the representativeness of the data,
Correct.
which of course PMJ has, but more and more hospitals coming up.
Yes.
And with the digital health ecosystem, almost every health system will come on this. We will ensure that how the data actually are of quality and representativeness.
Correct.
So this is the biggest challenge in form of the critical infrastructure we are thinking when we need to deploy AI solutions at population scale.
Fantastic. So one more thing I want to understand from you. You mentioned about data, and you have one of the huge repositories of data. First, CoWIN, we saw how much data you collected. Now we have other missions you highlighted. How do you, as NHA, envision to leverage these data platforms to get better into clinical advances?
Yeah. So this is what we are doing, and
Yeah.
this is what we are realizing, that we must leverage the data which we have and data which we may generate, and that we have to do only with a one, data standardization,
Correct.
data structuring and converting into a standard formats, so that it can become machine readable and can be applied for all digital application including AI. So this is what we are going to do. First of all, we will be trying with some of the AI solutions to actually create a structured data from the unstructured ones. And this seems to be a possibility with more and more solutions coming up to address this.
Yeah.
We also are looking at that hospitals generate a structured electronic data. And that is also possible because now we see many hospitals who do want to come on the electronic system, but at the same time, clinicians, they look for something which helps them perform better.
Yeah.
So, like a doctor spends a lot of time in writing prescription. And they spend lot of time in triaging patient or identifying symptom, which can be done by non-clinicians.
Correct.
Their focus should be and their capability should be used primarily for the clinical job, which is the
Yes.
treatment of the disease. And that AI can help us.
Wow.
And we are seeing now there are voice to text solutions which are coming up in varied languages where the patient doctor interactions can itself create the prescription.
Correct.
So there is no need to write prescription. Doctor doesn't have to spend time anything other than diagnosis and treatment. So these are the things which we are going to leverage in time to come, and we are doing a job of creating another platform.
Hmm.
I must share with you, with the help of IIT Kanpur,
Yeah.
we are launching today itself the open benchmarking platform for the health AIs, where AI solutions will be benchmarked against the real diverse data sets which has not been seen by the models which are providing solutions.
Correct.
So this we will be launching today itself. And second, we are also coming up with the a strategy for AI in healthcare for India,
Correct.
which is very important because we know healthcare is highly sensitive. Healthcare has so many concerns because it is linked to the life of the people, and therefore there has to be a strategic framework in which the AI solutions can be deployed at population scale and could actually create the impact in the public health.
Fantastic. Very well summarized, sir. I want to ask you one more question before I let you go. And there I want to take you back to 1980s. You are AIR rank 1, one of the finest officers when it comes to UPSC examinations, not just by delivery, but also in cracking the examinations. There are many aspiring civil servants out there. It's really a passionate, ambition for many younger kids. What's your advice to them in this age of era, where we are talking about AI?
I think in our times we used to struggle to get information. It was only available in textbooks, newspapers, magazines, etc. I think today the time has changed. Information are at the fingertips. So that value of getting the information is no longer there. It is already available to everyone.
Yeah.
So everyone aspiring for the civil service has all the information. Now the challenge is making value out of it. So it is the analytical capacity, developing the understanding out of the information, and then actually delivering it in a way which indicates your capacity to analyze and articulate in a way which reflects your thought. So I think those who are aspiring for civil service must understand that now the examination competitions are not for getting the whole knowledge or the information. It is a competition for actually delivering in a way that you make best value out of the information available. So it is more understanding, more articulation, and probably more so in the subjects like humanities.
Yeah.
But even in the science, a lot of informations are available. People have to prepare for the competition with the persons who all are at the similar information level.
Correct.
So how are you better than others in making value out of those information?
Wow.
And creating good knowledge and understanding from that.
That's really an amazing advice. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. You shared with us how the ministry is actually redefining or transforming healthcare as the CEO of NHA. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.